Friends, now we shall go to the next type of questions in blood relations. So far we have seen family tree type of questions, wherein we have to draw diagrams and then the arrow so that we know the relationship and then we can answer the question. Now we are going to see the second type of question where you have to paraphrase. Paraphrase means what? Paraphrase means to rephrase the question into your own words. Sometimes if you don't understand a passage by Shakespeare, what do? You try to convert it into simple English in your own words so that you can understand it. That is what is called paraphrasing. Now these type of questions we have to do little bit of paraphrasing to decipher them and to demystify them so that you can arrive at the answer without much difficulty. Let us now go to the question number 9. Pointing to a photo, a man says, he is the father of the wife of my grandfather's only son. How is the man in the photo related to the man who speaks? Let us see the working. Pointing to a photo, a man says, we start from here so that we can easily paraphrase. He is the father of the wife of my grandfather's only son. You may wonder why I have written it in steps like this. You will know the answer in few minutes. Now let us start paraphrasing from the end. My grandfather's only son. Who is my grandfather? A man says, understand? A man says, my grandfather's only son. My grandfather's only son has to be my father. The wife of my father. Who is the wife of my father? Is equal to my mother. Now, who is the father of my mother? Father of my mother, it has to be my grandfather. If you divide the question into steps like this and then paraphrase, you will arrive at the answer in a jiffy. Pointing to a photo, a man says, and the photo belongs to his grandfather. The answer for question number 9 is B, grandfather. Now let us look at the next question, question number 10. Pointing to a man in the photo, a woman says, he is the father-in-law of the wife of the only son of my son of my own mother-in-law. Seems to be a mouthful of relations and attributes. Now how we are going to do it? We are going to do it by simply paraphrasing it. Let us see the working. Pointing to a man in the photo, you must always be aware of who is the speaker. A woman says, what does she say? He is the father-in-law of the wife of the only son of my own mother-in-law. A woman says, pointing to a man in the photo, a woman says, what does she say? The only son of my own mother-in-law. Who is the only son of my own mother-in-law? I am a lady. I say, the only son of my own mother-in-law. It has to be my husband. The only son of my own mother-in-law is my husband. The only son of my husband, I am a lady, and I say the only son of my husband. Who is that person? He has to be my son. The wife of my son is to be my daughter-in-law. The father-in-law of my daughter-in-law. I am a lady. I am saying the father-in-law of I am a lady. I have a son. I have a daughter-in-law. The father-in-law of my daughter-in-law. It has to be my husband. Pointing to a man in the photo, a woman says, he is my husband. So the question is, how is the man in the photo related to the woman who speaks? The woman who speaks, the man is related as my husband. And as you can see in this step-by-step writing and paraphrasing, the whole gamut of confusion has been cleared and the answer has been very clearly and pointedly arrived at. That is the beauty of paraphrasing. The answer for question number 10 is option A, husband. Now let us look at the next question. Question number 11. This is also another paraphrasing type of question. Pointing to a lady in the photo, a woman says, she is the only child of the grandmother of my father's only son. How is the lady in the photo related to the woman who speaks? Now let us see the working by paraphrasing. Pointing to a lady in the photo, a woman says, you must always be aware of who is speaking. Otherwise it is very difficult to decipher this. A woman says, what does she say? She is the only child of the grandmother of my father's only son. A woman is saying, my father's only son. Who it can be? A woman says, my father's only son. It has to be her brother. My brother. The grandmother of my brother is equal to my grandmother. The only child of my grandmother The only child, the word used is child. The only child of my grandmother. It can be my father or my mother. But here the gender is very clearly denoted. The word used is she is the only child. Therefore, it has to be she is the only child of my grandmother. She has to be my mother. Pointing to a lady in the photo, a woman says, she is my mother. We have done paraphrasing and sequentially coming to the correct answer. The answer for question number 11 is option C, mother.